Hi, it's Hazy and welcome to my channel. Today, all I'm doing is showing you how to sew in signatures. This because I've heard people request videos to show you how to sew in signatures, okay? I've got a lot of things to tell you. This is why it's a little bit longer than perhaps you'd expect. Okay, there's a bit of things, lot of things to talk about, okay? And interesting, you know, not just things, interesting things. So lots of tips and tricks here. I don't know, I really do believe that sewing in signatures is something very, very important to learn. Okay, so please give me a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely amazing, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Okay, I've got other videos on making journals, but this one concentrates on just sewing in the signatures. Okay, if you want other ones for making the covers, that's the most, I think, the enjoyable bit really, but this is the bit that people might panic about and hope they get right. Well, it's a junk journal, you know, you don't have to get it completely right, and I'll tell you why as we go along. Okay, so let's go and I'll show you how to do this then. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just this process, okay, because I've seen so many people ask, is there a video to show you sewing in the signatures? Sewing in signatures, okay, so signature, oh, this is upside down. Let's just check that's the right way round. Yes, my signatures are upside down. Right, so yeah, they're both the right way around now. Right, okay, I've only done, all I've done is sewn those pictures on each side. I think that's the only thing I've done actually, to herald the beginning of each signature. So they're signatures, okay, there are 10 pages in each, and you can have 5 pages in a signature, you can have 15 pages in a signature, you can have 20 probably, depending on the what you're doing. And yeah, I think you probably need to have thin paper if you're doing 20, but I've heard of 15. This is, I've got a 2-inch spine here, okay, with just these 2 signatures, because when I put things in here it's going to expand. I might not even need that much, but we'll see. Okay, now I do recommend strenuously, I recommend very strenuously, that when you are making a journal, especially of something this size with a spine like this, you will definitely need something like fabric or book tape to enable the stitches to stay in place, because if you've just got card, they will definitely rip. Okay, I've seen somebody give up. I have seen somebody give up. She showed a photograph of it, and there was no fabric, it was just card, and she was, you know, she was giving up, and you know, there's nothing you could do really, and it was really, it's almost harrowing really to see something like that. So I know it's not extra. Right, so this signature is 2 inches long, okay, so the middle of that's going to be 1 inch. I want I don't know, you can have as much as you like between. I had 1 inch last time on my whimsical journal. Let's show you this. I know it's quite a big gap, but I did actually put a heart between actually, but it does show that, and it does actually cover it. So this is what I mean. Can you see that? It's like, yeah, plenty of stuff to go in there, plenty of stuff to accommodate it. Okay, I did also yeah, that's another thing I'm going to emphasize as well. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake. That is a bit of a mistake. That is a bit wider there at the front than it is at the back, but that's because I probably didn't measure it properly. But there's no panic whatsoever, because if it works, what's the panic? Okay, so we just don't panic about it, we just do better next time. hopefully. Okay, so I can see where the bends are in here. They're there. Okay, I have bent it up. This is not down as much as I would like. I did try and pull it down, but it's actually stuck. That was with my ordinary glue. That's with this. So glue sticks, if they're permanent, they will do as you want them to. Yeah, so right, somewhere in the middle I'm going to make the dog's licking my leg, licking my foot. Okay, I don't want to do it too much because this is for this isn't for me. Okay, this is for a swap again. Yes, the dog's licking my ankle, help. Right, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to have an inch between. So if I put this at ½ an inch, okay, at the top, and I'll show it slightly less. Show it 3/4 of an inch. So I'm doing inches, okay, 3/4 of an inch. And this is probably what I did last time. I did it completely wrong. So if I move that to that, yeah, so I'll have, is it ½ an inch? ½ an inch. That must be ½ an inch then. 3/4 of an inch and 1 1/4 inches is ½ an inch. So I'm going to use that line, okay, so that's somewhere in the middle there, okay. I'm going to try and use a pencil, hopefully it'll rub out a bit. So this is fairly light material, so it's not going to, in fact it's quite shiny actually. I'm going to make sure, I'm doing this by eye, okay. I'm having a look, see if that's parallel all the way down. You can measure it if you're not sure. But I'm going to make sure this has got plenty of, wait a minute. I'm going to put that at, wherever that is there, okay. About that far from the top, because this page is going to be a bit in from there. It's not going to be right at the top. Otherwise you will be in trouble really, won't you? If you got it right up there, you don't need it. You need it somewhere down here, you know, somewhere like that. If I put that in the middle, yes, that's going to be about 3/4 of an inch down from there. So whatever that is, let's have a look. It's about 1 1/4 inches. Yes, this is 9 inches tall. Okay, it's probably about the same as what Americans do actually. So if you're from America, that's what. But I decided to make a nice big one. Okay, it's up to me how big I made it. How big I made it, yeah. So yeah, I've got a bit of an extra thing there, but I'm hoping that's not going to. Right. So even if you get this slightly out, it will be absolutely fine and it will work. Okay, I'm going to give you a lovely tip. So this is from different people, I think. Where did I get this from? There's several different people I started with. There's Pam at the Paper Outpost, who I got the tips from, and also Victoria Designs. Right, I'll have to tell you if I can remember who told me what, because there's about 4 or 5 different people, including myself, where I got the ideas for everything from. Okay, so this is a combination. So what you need to do now is, now this is a Pam thing, I think. I'm pretty sure this is a Pam thing. So what you want to do is place your books. So you've got an equal, if you like, an equal gap here and an equal gap there, and see if the parallel as well running down. I think the outside, obviously you can have what size papers you like inside. Perhaps it's best to have the outside paper as the full size. Okay, the full size of the paper, and then whatever you like inside, you can have different sizes. You don't have to have the whole, although I have mine the same. Might tear some up and mess about with it, things like that. Okay, pieces of paper, etc. There we go. Right, so what I do now, I can't even see what I'm doing, so let's see. I might, even if I tip it up, you might still be able to see. So let's have a look. So I'm going to have this. Oh no, I'm tipping the wrong thing. There we go. So I want it somewhere like this. Okay, I'm putting it against that edge. You also need to check that you're still straight on the edges. Try and keep it still. I'm using this because I think it might be very luminous sort of thing. It's not actually a luminous thing, but let's have a look. I'm going to get in there. Okay, and I do recommend using all, not the... I've messed about with one of these, but the bigger version. Okay, and I would say use an all. I'll tell you why in a minute. Unless you've got, well, I don't know. You could, if you can use one of those, yes. But you have to, when you're using one of those, you would have to sort of like do what Pam does and turn your papers inside out. Now, I'm not a huge fan of doing that because it's quite difficult. And I found this is a much easier way, and I've got this idea of, I've seen other people do it. I've seen at least 2 people do it, and I know one might be Treasure Books, Natasha. Right, so I've got this so far, okay, and you can make a template. I am not making a template, but I am going to do something fairly similar, and I need a piece of paper. Right, so you need a piece of paper that's about as long as your book. Okay, but possibly you don't have to do this, but I think this is a brilliant idea, and you can use, this is not sort of like a template, but it's not. It's not a you no need to. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do now is get this at the full length of here. Okay, make sure I get the right one, because don't forget I've made 2 marks on there. Okay, that's about 9 inches, isn't it? I'm going to say 5, 6, 9 inches. 5, 6, 9 inches. What's that mean? It's a funny way of counting. Yeah. There we go. So if you notice, I haven't got exactly in the middle. That's another thing you can do as well, because that's what Pam at the Paper Outpost does. She does that. She puts it so it's not in the middle. That's a very good tip. Okay. So now I've got this, and that should correspond with these somewhere. Right. I wonder if I could. Let me just try. I don't know if it's relevant. Let's just try putting them down a minute. I don't know, but I think this might do it. If I make sure that's straight. Okay, and make sure that's corresponding with that. But stay there, not move, stay there. Right, I'm just putting that at the end of there in case I do. I'm not sure. I'm sure last time I needed the full size of this. Okay, yeah, so that's where the end of your pages go. Yes, good idea that, isn't it? Yeah. Right, there we go. Right, so what I'm going to show you now is making holes in these. Okay, now this is what I use now. I didn't used to, but I think this is a great idea. Let me just might have to get it on large. Okay, and I feel this is the best way to do it. Okay, so let me just see if I can get you up a bit higher, down a bit lower, I mean up a bit higher, that's it. Yeah, that's about the length it'll do. Right, okay, it might still be right in the camera here, but never mind. Right then, so, wait a minute, I've just got to make sure what's the top. Let's have a look, let's make sure it's the top. It's a good idea to make sure what the top is and what the bottom is, isn't it? That's not the top, that's not the bottom, it's this way around. Okay, so it's a good job I checked. Right, that's the top. Okay. Right, so it's a good job to do something like this. Put top at the top of the piece of paper, because I had it actually the wrong way round. Yeah, that's another thing you see. Yes, it's like that. So let's do the first signature first. Okay, get this piece top, open it up in the middle there, Now you get all your page, when you've got all this, you get all your papers sorted out so that you've got whole, if you've got a small piece of paper here, you make sure it's possibly going to have at least, if you could try the 5 pamphlet stitch, which is actually very easy. It sounds quite complicated, but it's not. It's just weaving. Okay, so what you would do then is put this, and I'm going to attempt to show you how to cut the paper as well, possibly, because that's the point, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to get that in the middle here. Okay, it's a good idea to keep that there. Nice big book that you don't want anymore, obviously. You don't want to use a new book. Can I see that's the end there? I can't quite. Yeah, that should be at the top there, if you can see. I don't know, hopefully. And that's at the bottom here. Okay, right, so let's get the all. So what you do is where that is, not where that is there, but where the actual page bends, you need to put the awl through. Okay, this is quite a thin awl. I've got another one that's quite, it gets bigger as it goes along, but I don't know why I like this one at the moment for some reason. Yeah, right, so then put that back. Okay, and this down here. Okay, down, push it down as much as you can, pull it up, and then you do the bottom one as well. Okay, if your paper goes out like mine does, make sure you use a straight edge. I don't know if it matters. I have no idea whether it matters, but I would say yes. Okay, and then we put this one down there. Okay, okay, there we go. So I've pulled that through. Make sure it goes all the way through. So you've got, if you notice, this is even worse when you're not doing it like this. If you're doing it with your We Are Memory Keepers crocodiles, sometimes they don't go in the middle, and that doesn't matter really. If you sew your signatures and you notice it don't matter, don't panic. Thing is, do not panic about where the holes are if they're slightly off center. Don't panic. You just try it. Okay, just try it and see, because it will actually work. And if it's really off center, like it's you know, then yes, you probably want to have another go. Anyway, this should work. Do you like my paper? Oh yeah, it didn't print. The ink was running out, because I've got a printer that has 3 colours in one, and the ink was actually running out there. Right, so I'm pushing it down in the middle here, making sure it's all snug and everything. Oh yeah, clips. Yes, of course you can put clips on. It actually, yes. I'm thinking, actually, you're putting clips on does help keep the holes in the right place as well, because if you've got clips on, put your clips on. I was looking for another one. Clips on, I don't know, shall we use something like, you can use anything really. Yeah, something like that will do. Okay, something like that. I'll make sure you're in first and then do it. Okay, anything that will clip will do. Okay, I forgot to tell you that bit. That's an important thing. Okay, remember your clips. Right, so okay, so I've got that. Should be, let's make sure that is the top. I've got to have my clocks the right way round. Okay, I mean, if there's a, often I don't have to have it the right way round because I haven't put anything in the signature, but of course this time I have. Okay, so those clips will now keep these holes in the right place. So when I'm sewing in the signature, it will stay. Okay, so there's your, oh yeah. So I can pull that through, yeah, like that. A bit, okay. And then we just realign it and make sure the pages are right. And then to where that one is. I hope I can see it correctly because it's right over there, isn't it? Yeah. And then this one as well. Okay, so there, yeah, so if you've got things that needs to be, do check that they are the right way round. Okay, I'm going to give that a push. Okay, make sure we're in. What I used to do is sort of try and do it like this, bend it like that. So, but then of course you were, it wasn't towards in. But I do like an awl now. Okay, not a crocodile. I've still got the crocodile somewhere. I think it's over there in a box. Right. Just gonna get that in. Making sure we're in here. Right. So these are more or less in the middle. This is what I think this method does most, is get these in the middle, okay. Which is a, you know, with some other methods I've noticed it doesn't get it in the middle so well. And some people do use a whole template for everything. I don't see the point, but I mean, it's if you've seen people do templates and you like the idea, do it, okay. But another thing I'd like to say is, I do recommend you learn how to sew a signature in. Okay, I really do. Because it's because I'm so glad that I have. Because I'm the sort of person that avoids things like that. Yeah, so yeah, like that. Yeah. Okay. Another thing I'm going to do now is try and attempt to make those pages even. Okay, so what the best thing to do is really give it a good push. Okay, and I'm hoping those the holes are in the right place. I don't know when the best thing to do this is. I would say not when it's actually in it. I suppose you could do it before you do the holes. In this method you could do this before you do the holes, actually, yes. But in the method that, if you had to bend it back, then these pages need to be all intact. So it really, oh yes, you would understand if you knew. Right, okay. I can see the brown edge is what I want to aim for. So I need to make it sort of like this. I'm hoping everything's in place. That's just going to check because that looks a bit. Okay, I'm going to make sure that's all in. I should be. In fact, let me try. I know. Right then, I know I've done this in the wrong order, possibly in the wrong order, but I don't see why this won't work. If you've got a pin, a needle, and put it through there, that will keep that in place, won't it? Yeah. Yeah, see, it is in place, it's fine. I'm just panicking, aren't I? I don't know what I'm panicking for, because there's no need to panic. I'm sure it would have worked out. Right, okay, I'm hoping that's all in order now. Okay, so hopefully this is sharp. Last time I've used it several times, so what you have to do is stroke it. Don't, like I said, it's taking something off there. I don't know what's took off, but it's took something off. This is a glass mat. I'm hoping this glass mat is a cutting mat. I did try and cut it with a. I did actually try and cut it with a knife earlier. It didn't cut, so I'm hoping it doesn't. It looks like a cutting mat, doesn't it? It's got all lines and everything. Right. See, it's all doing it, isn't it? And what we're doing now, is that the mat? Is that the actual mat? Actually nearly done it. Is it really? Ooh. Seems very smooth. I'm just wondering, have I done it already? Seem to be right. Hopefully that's okay. I don't know. Can't even see what's going on. Oh, it's the thing. I'll say what's going over there. Don't scare me. Right. Thought something had fall off the knife. Right, so that can go in the thing there. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, it's not bad. That's not too bad, is it? I mean, I've got that. But you know what? If you do make a mistake like this, don't worry about it, because you could put a page edger on or lace or something, couldn't you? So if you got, I mean, that's naughty, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm hoping was the first signature. I didn't do that. Should have done that one first, shouldn't I? It's usually the first one you do better. I left my knife open, naughty. Right, so let's get my let's get a needle then. Oh, let's get another needle actually, and put it through, because this is, I don't know, you might not have to do this if you do it in a different order. I mean, you might think it's more logical to do it in a different order, might you? Right, okay, let's see if I can make sure we're all pushed in. So I'm pushing the papers as far as I can to this side. Okay, enable it so it sort of like stays neat. And then when I cut that, those papers should be flat. Okay, I'm hoping this is sharp enough. I'm not sure actually. It seems a bit, that might be why I got that weird. Oh look, I'm doing it. Love it when the slivers come off. It's like, excuse me dear, that one's fainted over there. Having a craft lunch with the other signature. There we go. Whoa. I don't know, this one seems to be a bit, don't tell me, famous last words. Perhaps I shouldn't have said that. I don't know, this one seems to have gone better. Yeah, hopefully that has gone better. So it's just practice really, isn't it? Yeah, bit of practice. I practiced on that one. That's it. And that one feels like it's done a lot better. Let's have a look. Yes. Actually, there's a bit at the top. Never mind. Right, okay, so let's put the signatures in now. So what do we do now? We have to make the holes in your cover. Okay, so we can do that with the awl again. I've got bits of paper hanging off it. Yeah, and things. Right. Or what I call kettle packaging, because it wasn't actually kettle packaging, this was something else. But I don't know if I could use that. It's not flat, is it? But we'll try. Right, so I'm going to make some holes in this, okay? So where these are, where we've made those marks, we make the holes. That should go through both. I used to put only one. I don't know where I got that from. Put in one then. So I put double cereal box here, but only one then. I don't know why. I can't remember why. There must have been a reason. Right, so which one is it? It's these two, isn't it? Okay, they don't even look straight, do they? But never mind. It doesn't matter. It won't matter. It really won't matter. Your thing will go through. So you don't have to panic about anything, do you? That's it. See, I'm just hoping everything goes smoothly, because I've got to do. I'm doing this on video, and I've only got one chance. I've got one thing made up. Okay, I'll probably be awake all night thinking about it if I hadn't done that. Right, okay, so that's going in the front. So this is, as you can see, a steampunk journal, because I've never done that before. Never even wanted to do that before. But it's... Come here, dog. He's on the next to the chair somewhere and he's moving about. I wonder what was going on. Yeah. Yeah, my son's... had to give away, it's because he's in a flat, and there was indoor, it had to be indoor cats. One of them wanted to go out all the time, so my brother's now got them. I don't know what he's just texted something, I don't know what, so that's what that's all about. Right, okay, so we'll just get some, so we just get a needle, nice big eye needle. Might help if you but I sometimes use a thin needle, depends. So 3 lengths of that per signature. Okay, so 2 of those. Yeah, this is where I need some scissors. I know I needed some scissors for something. Right. Okay, so yeah, what's this one do? They get that there like that. So then you just get the whole length. I'm using white because yeah, I was going to use a colour, but it doesn't matter, does it? Why didn't that cook? That's supposed to be good. Must be this way I caught it. Right, okay, so this is waxed thread. Okay, I do recommend waxed thread above embroidery, which is what I used first. Yeah, I would say no, because you can too easily get it caught. Okay, so we move the other one over there somewhere where we can see it, so we know it's there. We make sure this is the front, okay, because yeah, I know it's the front because I know that's a bit more neater than the back. Okay, that's like my Gustav Klimt. That's going to be covered up a bit, so I don't know if that's counted as, as oh dear. Yes, that's another thing you got to be. Make sure you go in the middle. I was almost going to go there with this, so I would have missed this page out and it would have come out. So do make sure you get in the middle. And this is that's a tea-dyed piece of paper, isn't it? Is that mine? I don't think it is. I think it's a print of one. What we doing, dear? What we doing? Yeah, it's gone all the way through. That's probably because I had that needle in there, isn't it, when I did the cutting. Right, so that goes in, okay, at the middle there. And then you find the middle of this one and push it through there like that. Okay, so then we're out here. And this is, because you've got a nice big fat eye needle, it's a bit hard to pull through, yeah. Then you can put it to the top or bottom. Traditionally, it's to the top for some reason. So we just push that through there. Honest, you do honest. It does go through eventually when you've, yeah. You can move it around a bit because I've got to do it left-handed. Not finding it easy. There you go. It's done straight. Look at that. Did it straight away because I said that. Yeah, see that? Yeah, it's quite temperamental, this paper, isn't it? Right, let's get the find in the middle again, okay, to make sure you go through the middle. Okay, go through there. If it's not going to go through all the way, don't worry about it. We can gather up the papers like this. Okay, and get this last one in there that's a bit awkward. See this paper, it's a bit awkward, isn't it? Did you notice that? This is the one. Yeah, this is the one this is the one that's going to be awkward. Now I'm going to have to get it with my right hand. I'm a bit more thingy with my better with my right hand. That's not it either. Is that through? Oh, it is, look. Yeah. So pull it through like this. Okay, so you've got this. Can't even grab it. This piece of paper. I remember my great aunt saying to me years ago, "Oh, you've got nimble fingers. You could pick things up like that." And I didn't know what she meant. I do now. I exactly know what she means now. Right, so then you push that down now. Okay, so from there all the way down to there. You do miss this one out. We'll come back to that in a minute. That one goes through there, okay, like this. So then you've got those. You can see where they're coming through. Just make sure you've got plenty here, so it doesn't. Or you can actually put something on the end of it. Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? You could put a clip or something, one of those sewing clips or something on the end of that to keep it from slipping through. Otherwise you've got to do it start again, and that's a bit boring, isn't it? I have had to do that before. So that one goes through the third hole there, okay, like this. Now this is this may be the difficult bit. I'm going to actually turn around and show this because it's easier for me in my right hand. Okay, right, so I'm going to pull that through. Okay, so we make sure we're that's flat through there. There's nothing catching it. Okay, single piece, right. Okay, so when you put it through here, you need to make sure it's not going to catch on the thread. In other words, if you push it, sometimes if you push it through, it actually parts the thread. This is why I've chosen wax thread, because it's least likely to do that. With embroidery thread, it's sometimes it's easier to do that, and you don't want to do that because then you can't pull it tight. Okay, hopefully it did do it the other day though, when I actually did this. It went through the thread and I had to take it apart. Okay, look, yeah, that's it. Right, so now we're coming through here, and don't worry about it at the moment. Let's get this through. We don't worry where it is at the moment, but we need to worry where it is in a minute, okay, because you need to tie a knot. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that, and I'm going to show you something. Okay, can you see that's on the one side here? Okay, we don't want to have that. I'm going to see if I can get it a bit more even. I don't know why. I don't know why people like to have it even. Okay, you need to have one either side there. Okay, so you need this in the middle here and these either side, because if you don't, the knot would slip through there. Okay, slip back through there. So this will stop you not slipping back through. So you need to pull that tight. You need to check that's both in the right line. Okay, so how many signatures you've got to make sure that it's in the right line there, and that's correct. That's in the front one as I want, and that is the right way round as I want. Okay, and that is either side of there. Okay, like this. So you need to pull it taut. Okay, you can also pull it, so let's pull it like that as well. Make sure it's not too tight. Okay, you know it's not going. It's going to be absolutely fine. Just do it as tight as you can, as tight as you want. I would say don't if you're really, really strong, just be careful. But if you're not of a normal strength, then it should be fine. I've done 3 knots. Okay, I don't know why I've done 3 knots. I've just done 3 knots. Okay, I tend to do 3 knots, right? Okay, I'm going to do I don't know why, one of those fancy bows, you know, that go across like that. I don't know why I want to do that. Then you can do a bow if you like, or you can have them long enough to add dangles to. Okay, so they can do that. If you undo that, that would be absolutely fine. Undo the bow, that's fine. It still has 3 knots to hold it. Okay, so I'm going to show you again. Okay, so you can push that down like that. Okay, so I can do the same thing again. Lovely paper. See, that's really dark, isn't it? I have got some lighter one of that actually. That's my paper, old paper I did. Yes, good, isn't it? Yes, it's all physical, you know. I didn't do anything digital. I don't know how. I don't know how these people do these digital things. Okay, I've had to go on GIMP and yeah, right. So, right, so I'm putting that through there now, okay? I know people are thinking to themselves, it's so easy. I know it probably is. Shut up. let me get on with it. Okay, right, so now I'm pushing it through there and I'm making sure it's coming out to the the back one here. Okay, yeah, like that. So I pull that through there, and then traditionally I said you go to the top. Is that going to go? It's going to go in. Yeah, it's going to go in. Isn't that amazing? It actually went straight in there, even though I was doing it with my left hand. Yeah. That's it. Oh, we're pulling it a bit too far there, aren't we? Okay, let's get that in. Okay, sometimes these start to sort of like, you have to do them individually, but if you're lucky, you will go straight through. Let's see if I'm going to be lucky. Don't think so, look. So I'm going to actually turn it round so I can do it in my right hand. Okay, so I'm going to do this with my right hand. I know everything's the right way around, so I'm okay. Okay, that's the middle. Okay. I can sometimes do it all with my left hand. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, there we go. So this is what I mean. Sometimes it's like this. Okay. If you still got it clipped, then you could easily do it like that. Okay. And then you have to put it down there like that. You don't. Right then, so you pull that down there, okay. Pull it down, go all the way along, okay, to the bottom, and then just get your needle through and just pull it, just push it out the back like that. Okay. There we go. And then we try and make sure we don't catch the thread, as I showed you earlier. How, you know, don't catch the thread. It would split the thread. Don't split the thread with a needle. This is why I've chosen waxed. I did used to use, but I didn't often do it. Have I done it? I've actually split the thread. Right, okay, so look. I don't know if you can see that, but I've actually split the thread there. So I need to take the needle out. The thread's going through both. So you can still do it with this. The thread's going through both. I'm going to let me take that out. So you can get it out there and then pull that, and then it will be fine. Oh, was it through there? Oh, I don't know. I thought it had caught the thread, perhaps it hadn't. Right, and then obviously you want to do it like that. Okay, making sure again you've got both there. That's loose because I haven't tied it yet, don't worry about that. And then let's have a look. I've got to make sure it's like that. Right, so pull it out either side of this, okay, not without any crossing or knots. And then just tie it in 3 knots. You can do it the other way round if you like. I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm doing that or not. I think I am actually, but I'm not sure. There we go. And then I'm just going to tie a bow, yeah. And then, oh yeah, that's another point. So, you know, when you're doing it, making sure, look, you can see that's absolutely fine. It is flush against there. Sometimes I've sewn signatures in, and that, one of these is above the other one, or below it, whatever you like. And so it's sort of like one's here and one's there or something. So the end of that would be there. And they'd be, yeah, I've done that before, and I think, what have I done? It's because I've sewn something upside down, I think. I think that's what it is. Okay, that's how big. So I've got a smaller gap this time between. Okay, slightly smaller spine than the other one I showed you, the whimsical one. But anyway, there we go. Plenty of room there. You could put in a massive envelope in the front if you like, because that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah. That's okay. Right. And on the back here, what I've put is some tape, because when I've done my other journal, when I did this one, I just got the material and I can feel the spine here, so I put some tape, some book tape down it. And it seems to have done the job, so hopefully that's okay. Okay, so I've put some book tape down it, only on the outside, but I don't know if I should have done it on the inside as well. Hopefully it'll be okay. Right, so that's that then. So then I can start to fill it now, can't I? Right, so hopefully that has helped you get your sorted out your, see, you can see there, look, can you see there, it's not even straight, and that is absolutely fine. Can you see that's not completely, in fact it seems to come out there then come down here. I don't know why that happened, but it still works and it's absolutely fine, so do not panic if that happens. Okay, can you see that's absolutely fine? So you don't have to, this is Junk Journal Perfect, and that's what you need, that's all you need. Okay, so that's done, and that's all, and that's my, some of this is my, that's my paper, yeah. I'm really proud of my old paper. Yeah, I did it on video actually, yes. Right, okay, right, so so I do hope you enjoyed watching that. I know it's a very basic thing, but I say a lot of beginners have asked, is there any videos on doing that? I think that's the sort of thing you need to see. Okay, when you're a beginner, you need to learn how to sew in a signature. Don't avoid it, because as you can see, there's no panic, absolutely no panic, no panic that that's not straight, no panic whatsoever. It's Junk Journal Perfect, and that's all you need. So if you like my content today, please give me a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely amazing, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do all sorts of things, as you see. I do brights and vintage and all sorts, because that's what because I think you need to explore other things. I've never done steampunk before. I've not even desired to do steampunk before. In fact, I think, oh my, not steampunk. Yeah, but this is what's on offer. There's either steampunk or red warding. I chose this. I think it's because you can put a little bit of grunge in it, and I like that grunge. I love grunge. So I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much for watching today.